I'm gonna make this video short if that's possible for me. We got our skirting on Friday. They were able to come 2 days after the storm, put our skirting on. And so I am rocking and rolling. This might look like a lot of wood here, but it's actually rapidly disappearing because, ta-da, we are in full mode working on the porch and the ramp. My brother-in-law and I yesterday got out here, and of course he was the chief constructor. I was more of a helper, but we got out here and did the 8x10 porch that comes off the house. Now we just left the top boards unfinished. There is going to be railing and some trim work around the railing and stuff, so that'll come last. That's just like cleanup work, so that'll come last. But we got this porch done yesterday, and then today the guys from Richard's Work came, and look at this. We've got an 18.5-foot ramp with a 1/12 slope, so that means it just drops an inch for every foot. So that's an 18.5-inch drop. Then I'm having this flat area right here, because you kind of need resting areas, especially if you're dealing with wheelchairs or disabled or elderly people. You kind of need somewhere for them to just kind of rest. Then you come around the corner and I've got this part of the ramp. Now this part of the ramp ended up being 16 feet long because that's what size boards I ordered. On my plans, it was only going to be 12.5 feet. But the helpers today that were helping me said, let's just use the whole board except for just a little bit of an angle cut at the ends and just go on and make it that amount, which made sense. I don't even know why I didn't think of that, because I was being so tight with money and with the boards, but I didn't think of that. So anyway, we went on and made it 16 feet, which actually works out better because you get to this little flat part here. This is just like a 5-foot little beginning resting area before you go up that ramp to that resting area, and then you turn and go up to the house. This right here ended up not being as tall as I thought it was going to be, and we haven't finished this yet. The part from here to here is the final thing. I'm going to probably work on that tomorrow if it doesn't rain. They are calling for rain, but Tuesday for sure, because it's going to be decent. Then we have that big Arctic blast coming through, and I don't think Lainey's going to be out here working in 8-degree wind chill factor, so forget that. But I'm going to try to finish. What's so good about this part being 16 instead of 12.5 is that when you get to this little landing here and you turn to go to our carport, it's going to end up more in the middle of our carport, which will really put it even more on Richard's side of the car when we go to get out of the car. You just have to think about things like that. Let me just show you. When we pull in, I'll be on this side. Our son can park over here. But when Richard gets out, boom, he'll just get out of the car. I can get him his cane, and then he can walk straight to the landing that doesn't exist yet, but it's going to exist here shortly. It'll be hardly any slope to it. There's just, I don't even know if there'll be an inch or two slope, so that's not bad. He'll walk up onto this little flat platform, and then up that ramp. There'll be a flat area here, as I showed you. And I even thought in this corner, once the railing's up and everything, I thought about maybe even putting just a little seat in the corner, just a little low profile seat in the corner. I need to make sure first, when all is said and done, that it's not going to be in the way of a wheelchair. But just say he needed to rest. Just say anybody that came over needed to just sit for just a second before they went on up the ramp and to the porch and into the house, just for whatever reason. And rocking their shoe, just something silly like that. I don't really want a chair out here that's going to blow around or whatever, but I could build in a little corner seat right here and construct that out of some wood, make it really solid, kind of tied in with the rails of the porch. And I think that would work out good for just a little bit of a lay-in area, just in case it was needed. Then you'll go up the ramp to the porch and in the house, and that'll be that. Now, it's a big extravaganza. It had to be this way though. I had to get it to where it came out by his side of the car. Had I went out this way with it, it just wouldn't have done any good. It would have, if I turned, went in like that, you're on my side of the car. I don't want to have to back in all the time or anything like that. So let's just turn right here, then make another turn there and go to his side of the car. It's just so much easier. And another thing I'm doing is I was just going to put the railing all around this porch and, you know, and you'd walk away like that. But every time I walk out of my front door, I don't want to have to go down a long ramp that spits me out on my carport. So what I'm going to do is these last two little things right here, the post, handrails, whatever you call them, I'm leaving that open. I'm just going to have a handrail right there. I'm leaving this open and I'm going to build me some steps right here. I'm going to build me some steps that'll just come down and I can come out my front door, come down the steps, go check my mail, you know, whatever I need to do, work in flower beds, just walk around the yard. That way I'm not always committed to having to walk down, 50 foot of ramp. So I don't know if I did too good for a short video. Apologize. But I've been working all this weekend. Yesterday morning I got up at 5. We were here by 7. This morning I got up at 5:30. We were here by 8. And it's been a long weekend, but I feel good. It's been a while since I did any building, since I did any projects like this, and it feels wonderful. And we're one step closer. Now, my goal was to move in by Christmas. Actually, this is Sunday evening. My goal was to move in by Wednesday. At first, when I got here this morning, I thought, no way. I mean, we're going to be at our daughter's house till after Christmas. And then by the time, the weather clears and this cold front's gone and blah, 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 we might be New Year's or whatever. I don't want to have to pay the rent on the storage sheds in January. I just don't. So I am busting it so that I don't have to pay $270 in January. That's my goal, to say, you spend a whole bunch of money to do all this, but for some reason, $270, no, I'm not paying it no more. I'm done with the storage shed. So I'm going to work so hard. We're going to watch the weather tomorrow. If it rains, I'm going to finish my Christmas shopping because I can't come out here and work. If it doesn't rain, I'm getting out here. And I'll figure out the Christmas shopping at nighttime. I don't have much left to do. I just got a couple of things to buy, so it's no big deal. But Tuesday, if that's rain is gone and the sun's out, I'm here. And I think you do have to cut around all these 4x4s. It's aggravating. But I think this ramp could be finished by Wednesday. I don't know if we'll go ahead and stay here at night, because we do have to get our furniture in and stuff like that, and I'm not going to ask people to help me move right before Christmas. But Richard can go in and out. We can go ahead and move a lot of little things in, and I'll just feel like we're done. And then the minute I can after Christmas, we're going to rock and roll. Even if I have to hire a company to move me, at least I'll be able to tell them, here's a day. Can you come on this day? Or come as soon as you can. I will pay you. Let's get moved in. I'm ready to come home. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. Thank y'all so much for joining me this beautiful Sunday evening after all that rain and fog and mist yesterday. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. And I just want you to know, Carol has been a trooper. She's hauled everything in the world for me these last few days, especially these stepping stones that the 4x4s are sitting on, the post of the porch. She's been wonderful. Thank you, Carol.